All right, so today we're building on what we had from yesterday. Yesterday we found a school group that had a good about page, the offer strong, a lot of proof. So we're going to use this as a basis for looking at other school groups to see what we can use to make an offer and to build with Notebook LM based on the differences between how good this about page is and what we could do for other people's about page. And if we can find groups that are public, we can look inside their group and see if we might make an offer about that as well and try to make it as customized as possible. Using the studio option, the infographic, maybe a report. I don't know that a mind map will be all that useful. We want something visual, so the infographic is going to be the way to go. And with Notebook LM, we can make that pretty fast. So let's copy this in there. And source. All right, paste that in there. There we go. It's going to use that as Ultimate Editors number 2. And source is empty. Okay, it figured it out. All right, great. It took it a second to find it. It is nice to know that I can just do uploading the about page. I'm also curious if I could upload from Discovery. So we're just going to type in video editing. All right. Let's go to chat and see what it says. Designed by Joseph Ed to help aspiring creators master modern video editing techniques. Okay, right there. Yep. And then we have the easy guide. We also want to pull or see if it can see his video, because his video has some pieces about different videos you could make, like, and how valuable they are and how they're worth the $2,000 on their own. So real estate video editing, 207 members. Oh yeah, we looked at this yesterday. So we should have a target in mind. Your next high ticket client in 90 days. He has a similar offer, a 90-day offer, right? Quit my job, dropped out. Okay. Under 4 hours a day. So his offer is 4 hours a day. It's private. He has lots of social proof. Okay. Oh, let's do it this way. So we're going to do this. We're going to go to sources. We're in sources. We go here. I think we can just drop this in here. No? All right. Let's try up here. Perfect. And then, so this one right here, he doesn't have an actual face. He's got a powered by Skool group. All right. Symptoms, purposeless. So this person does not want to show their actual face, which is fine. A lot of cases people want to see an actual face, but that's fine. So we'll take this guy, add it to sources as an example of who we could compare it to. Okay. And then let's find one more example, and then we're going to see if we can get it to go and do this stuff on its own. Now, they're probably really new, and reaching out to them to try and work with them might not yield very much because they might not have much to pay for a service. So, just like this guy right here, 3 members at $19 a month. I mean, maybe they have a YouTube with lots of people that they have in their funnel. CapCut for starters, right? Oh, Minecraft style. That's cool. Faded, okay. I don't know why that's in my, when I do video editing, unless they do video editing too. That makes sense, because they want to make you look good. Editing secrets, 35 members, okay. Secrets, here's what you get. Okay, and he has prices. Bonus. Interesting. Yeah, they were right when they said that it was a red ocean. So, we'll take this, add it to sources. There we go. Okay, so, we'll wait for that to think for a bit. There we go. Private. Alright, now let's see if we can actually find one that's not private. Okay, it just, you have to click on each one to find whether or not. Maybe there's a faster way to do that too. Okay. Private, 320 members, 7K. Discover how to add your first. Oh, this is for brand. Okay. Let's go to Schoolers. Let's go to games. Let's see what we're. The thing with this is, I don't know if it's under hobbies or if it'd be under money. Because I'd like to cross-verify. You're awesome. Artland. Road to Pro. See, I don't know what CS2 is. Ground Control. Cantonese. Bakery Club. Mindset. It doesn't look like there's any proof here. It wouldn't be under tech, I don't think. AI Video Bootcamp. Cleave Notes. Nice. Yeah, a lot of big players. And the tech, it wouldn't show there probably. So that doesn't really help, does it? All right, so let's go back to let's take let's see, what are we going to ask it to do or tell it to do? Become an expert on Skool. I don't think I need to lean in that far. I'd like to look for communities that do video editing and might be a good option for trying to sell, fixing their about page. I know this is a red ocean and there's a lot of competition, but we're just trying to get our foot in the door with them. I'm working with Notebook LM and I'm trying to use the studio function to make an infographic that I can easily use to show them what we can do to help them. I don't think that worked because I switched screens. All right. I'm working with Notebook LM and I'm trying to make an infographic that I can use to show them how I can help them based off of what's working for other groups. If I drop URLs, how deep can you search on them even if they're private? Let's see what it says. So with this, let's create a data table. See what it'll come up with. Let's do a infographic already on the 5 sources. Okay, and that's working, and that's working. So we are also going to go back here, schoolers, discover communities. Do that. Best way to look for video editing communities. I'd like to search discovery and find the ones that are going to be best to try and offer a product to, as in they are already making money. Okay, get that going. Don't need to. Prospecting tool filter for money making editing communities, then qualify them by visual signals, pricing, copy, member count, owner behavior before you reach out. Search discovery the right way. Use multiple passes like video editing, video editor, short form editing, shorts editor, content editor, YouTube editor, faceless content, reels, UGC editing. You're trying to surface not only technical editing groups, but also make money with editing and content scaling style communities where editors are already being monetized. Okay, prioritize communities that clearly make money. Once you have a list of editing adjacent schools, open each and rank them quickly on how obvious they're already monetizing. Okay. Okay, what to look for. All right. Align what you're selling with each of these communities already. Promise. If your product helps editors get better clients, target schools, emphasis landing. Paying clients, client winning outreach, templates, build a business, and grow brands. Okay. All right, so schools directly about editing money. Okay. Tell me what your products offer. Offer price point, who it helps, be more tailored discovery filter outreach script. Okay. So I'd like to target people that seem like they might be making at least $250 a month off of Skool, and people that need to find more leads. So the idea is to offer them lead finding. And then we're going to build an infographic to use as a entry point to show them how we can help them. Okay, so it said to use filter for best fit for your product, target schools, emphasis landing, high paying clients, client winning outreach templates, build a business, grow brands. Okay, so we want video editing. We already did video editing, video editor. Let's just do videos and see what it does. AI video creators community, lots of members. Okay. Video automation, video club. Okay. So most of this is AI. And that's interesting. So the market, okay, so the market here seems to be strongly towards AI. We focus on AI creators or that help edit help edit known brands. take a look at what is open in the tab. All right, let's go back over here. Look for communities. Okay. First, to answer your technical question, I cannot search past login screens, paywalls, or private community walls. If you drop a URL or private community, I won't be able to see the internal posts or member discussions. However, since Skool uses the About page as the public-facing sales page for discovery, I can read the copy structure and text on those public About pages. Now the stock strategy. You are right to recognize this as a red ocean. Getting your foot in the door is the exact right goal, but before you finalize the graphic, we need to address a specific flaw in your approach. Thank you. Fixing their page. You are targeting videos who run communities. These are hyper-visual creators whose entire business model relies on digital marketing. If you approach them with a generic offer to fix or design their About page, you will likely hit a wall for two reasons. It attacks their ego. They probably think their page is already solid, especially if they are already generating monthly recurring revenue. Fair. It's the wrong metric. On Skool, community owners don't care about having a pretty page. They care about conversion rate, turning visitors into paying members, and discovery ranking higher in Skool's internal search engine. That's also true, although they're changing discovery a bit. How to pivot your infographic. To stand out to this highly skeptical crowd, your infographic shouldn't focus on design aesthetics. It needs to focus on Skool-specific mechanics that make them more money. Show them you understand how the platform works by highlighting these elements. Keyword optimization, the VSL, video sales letter, the paywall promise, and gamification teasers. Instead of saying, I'll fix your About page, your pitch becomes, I noticed your Skool About page is missing 3 keyword structures that currently driving organic discovery for other editing groups. I made an infographic showing exactly how these convert. Okay, so the keyword thing, we'd have to actually test out to see if their group pops up on the keyword, which might be a method we could use. Yeah, interesting. Let's ask it. What would be the fastest way to test out your keyword theory? As far as I know, we'd have to type in a keyword and see if their group pops up. Is there a faster way? Yep. A search hack. Interesting. Automated route. Apify scrapers. Best for Notebook LM. Since you're already using Notebook LM, build your Notebook assets. The absolute fastest way to prove your theory is to scrape Skool's discovery engine and export it as a spreadsheet. There are pre-built, inexpensive scraping tools, a platform called Apify, specific tools named Skool Community Finder or Skool Group Scraper. Yeah. I wonder if that would hurt Skool's TOS. Wouldn't want to get my account cut or banned. So, yeah. Something to think about. Free X-ray route. Okay. Let's see here. If you don't want to use the scraper and just want to rapidly test how competitors are using specific keywords on their About page, use Google's Site Operator. Skool's native search engine is okay, but Google indexes the exact text on their public pages. Oh, okay. Go to Google and type Site, Skool, video editing, client acquisition. Why this is faster. Google will return every public page group that contains those exact phrases. The search snippets will show you exactly where they place the keyword in the title, the bio, without you having, okay. You could rapidly swap out keywords. Skype video editor, monthly recurring revenue to see which niche combinations are untapped. If you're trying to get your foot in the door with a community owner, telling them I scraped 150 video editing communities on Skool and found that the groups using keyword X average 40% more members, is a hook that is almost impossible for an operational-minded business owner to ignore. Okay, well that's brand new. I didn't know about that. That's actually awesome that you can do that. And since it's all indexed, yeah, that would save some time. Awesome. Um, all right. You got me. Let's test this out. What would be the best keywords to look for? I don't think this is very well utilized, so this would be a good foot in the door for sure. Hmm. So then we could take that information and turn it into an infographic to show. That would actually be really useful. Interesting. It's a little different from what I was planning to do today with what we're building, but still actually really valuable. Excited. It's different. It's new. It's not what I was expecting. I kind of wanted to hurry up, but we'll see. All right. Well, oh, no, it's done. The flaw in how most people approach this rendition, they search for generic terms. If you search Skool for video editing, you're going to hit a massive established communities like the Edit Club or Ground Control Film School that already dominate the vanity metric. Fair. Yeah, I was finding that out already. To get your foot in the door, your diagnostic approach needs to look like keyword arbitrage. Okay. Finding groups that have a great product but are completely missing the high intent keywords that actually drive conversions. Here are 3 categories of keywords you should scrape for. Okay. The outcome keywords, the money levers. Community owners are often obsessed over the craft of editing and forget that members join to make money. If a community teaches editing but it doesn't include these keywords, they are bleeding leads to competitors who do. All right, search for client acquisition, 5K a month, freelance editor, premium clients. Okay, so the 5K a month depends, because what we've seen was 2K a month. So I don't know if they are, like, if 2K is a sweet spot that I don't know about, or if 5K is something that is better to use. This is just a suggestion from Gemini. So the workflow asset keywords, the lead magnets. Editors use the Skool search bar like a search engine to find free assets. Groups that list their assets in public description capture this traffic effortlessly. Search for Premiere Pro presets, raw footage, CutCap templates, DaVinci workflow. The diagnostic hook. You offer raw footage, practice inside the group, but because it's not indexed on your public page, editors searching Skool for raw footage practice can't find you. The format keywords. Niche authority. Video editing is too broad. The most profitable groups right now are niching down into specific formats that creators actually hire for. Search for short form content, YouTube automation, retention editing, viral hooks. The diagnostic hook. Your page says video editing, but adding retention editing for short form immediately targets creators who are ready to pay for specialized skills. Here's a visual breakdown. Okay. Whoa, okay. Keyword strategy hierarchy, outcome monetization, workflow assets, format niche, conversion potential. Interesting. Yes, this was helpful. It saved me time reading. There we go. How to test this right now. Take one of these specific keywords like client, run it through the Google site.com search. Look for a group that pops up on page 2 or 3. That is your target. They are trying to compete in the space, but their copy isn't optimized enough to hit page 1. Interesting. Okay, so let's go. All right. How many keywords can I search at once? Show me an exact way to type it in. Okay. Hard limit of 32 words per search query. Doesn't matter how you format it. The moment you hit word 33, Google simply ignores everything that follows. Good to know. Because of this limit, you cannot dump 50 keywords into the search bar at once. Instead, you need to use Boolean operators, specifically the capitalized or the parentheses, to group your ideas efficiently. The exact search strings, copy and paste. Here is exactly how to type it into Google to test the three categories we discussed: the outcome test, the asset test, the format test, the missing keyword hack, the diagnostic play. Since your goal is to find owners that have flawed about page, you can use the minus sign directly in front of the keyword to tell Google to exclude it. This forces Google to show you communities that are talking about video editing, but are completely failing to use the high intent keywords that drive Skool discovery traffic. Site, skool.com, video editing or video editor, client acquisition, retention editing. So it's, okay. Where to look. When you run these searches, skip the top three or four results. The groups dominating the top page are already highly optimized. You'll want to scroll to the bottom of the page and jump to page 2. Those are the community owners that are actively trying to compete and haven't dialed in their copy enough to win. Interesting. Interesting. Well, let's see what happens. We're going to take the outcome test, right? Right. Okay. Copy. And let's see if it works here. If not, I'll open up Google. So it didn't do what it suggested. So I guess, yeah, opening up Google is going to be the way to go. But we could try it. Let's see what happens if we open up Google. Good old Google. There we go. Oh. And let's see. Okay. I'm human. Thank you. Oh, I forgot about this. I'm not used to. Oof, it's bright. About 22 results. So even with everything going on, they have to have all of them, though, I think, in order for them to have the results. Editing Dojo, full-time editors, the 1,000 video editing. So how many did it show us here? There's about 22 results. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means next page. What 10? Is there one more? Or is this it? This is all of them? Okay. Okay. So, and I've got this set up this way. Sorry. Let's do it this way. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. 2D animation 101, full-time editors. Okay. So, I wonder if this means it's just in his copy or if it's okay. So let's ask. I'll shrink this down for now. Yeah, we're kind of going off of what I was planning on doing, but that happens when you're doing research. You find something that's different or perhaps a better way. This is great. Oh, let's just use the talkie. This is excellent, but I am curious, is this just indexed with Google or is this using the keyword function that is within Skool directory search? Because if I tell them to put it in the Skool directory search, does that still affect the Google search, or are they two separate things and I need to think about it differently? Let's see what it says. Let's see, what did it come up with? Okay, interesting. All right. Two completely separate search engines with different algorithms, but they both read from the exact same text, the public about page. Okay. When you optimize a page, you are feeding both engines at the same time, but you need to understand how they differ so you explain the mechanics to your targets. School's internal directory search. School's native app is built differently, primarily for discovery with its own ecosystem, relatively simple compared to Google, relies heavily on clarity and repetition. Okay, for a community to rank well internally for a term like client School's acronym wants to see that your keywords three specific places: the group title, the short description, the internal discovery keywords, a backend settings community owner fills out. If the keyword is only buried in long paragraph on the about page but missing from those backend tags, School's internal engine might overlook them. Okay. Oh, so if it's just on the about page but not okay. Google is crawling the public faces School page just like any other website on the internet. It doesn't care about School's internal and backend tags. It cares about context, user intent, and traditional SEO. Google reads the actual long form copy, the headlines, and the structure of the about page. It looks for those high intent keywords like, okay, and indexes the page so that when someone Google searches those terms, shows up organic, the strategy angle for your pitch. This distinction makes your operational analysis much more valuable. You aren't just selling them a better school directory, you're ordering a dual engine problem. This is weird. Your pitch angle becomes right now, your AI page is leaking traffic on two fronts. First, your backend school tags don't align with your description, which hurts your rankings in School. Second, your public page is missing the high intent keywords that Google needs to index you for organic web search. We can capture both traffic sources by restructuring your copy. Want to look at Notebook? Watch how to rank. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's send it a picture. I just want to verify that it's thinking of the same thing I am thinking of, or what? Because this is really interesting. I'd actually like to know what's going on with that. So what did we make? This was from the 5 sources. This is an infographic. This would be similar to what we would send to somebody to quickly show them what we could do for them. So what we have here, the short form mastery roadmap from viral edits to a 2,000-month career. Phase 1, engineering the viral edit, research the 5-second hook, specific AI prompts, too good to be true ideas, grab attention instantly, show don't tell visuals, replace verbal explanations with stock footage, overlays, and 4K presets to maintain engagement, high energy sound design, use whooshes for movement, and hits for translation to make edit feel immersive. I mean, fair if it's well maintained with the sound. Phase 2, building a profitable career, 2K a month income goal, achieve professional level earnings within 90 days by mastering modern viral specific editing styles. So as far as I know, for a good editing project, you could get paid between $300 to $500 for, I mean, for like if you wanted to do a set of videos for a group or something, like even if it's just one video that's a long form video that you cut into shorts and you help them come up with basically taking care of thumbnail design, everything, like $500. So with this income goal, you only need like 4, maybe 5 people to work with a month. And that's just me guessing based on what little bit I know about it. I'm by no means a professional in this area, but from what I understand, $300 to $500. High ticket client acquisition. Shift from low ball offers to premium positioning using structured outreach and sales frameworks. Yeah, that is definitely going to make it to where perhaps even just one customer might pay you $2K because of you're taking over their whole video library and managing it for them. Community-based scaling, leverage mentorship, group meetings, and asset libraries found in specialized editing ecosystems. Okay, entry-level training, monthly cost, focus areas, shift mastery, branding, and basic client hunting. Specialized mastery, total resource value up to 7,000, included assets. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, it took an amalgamation of the sources and threw them together, which is not what I wanted, but it is interesting nonetheless. And then here is the comparison of what they offer. Price, total claim value, mastering viral editing styles, financial, professional editing mastery. 37, so we got 97, 27, 37, 10, not in source. Joseph video, one-on-one coaching, not in source. Interesting. I'm actually curious to go back and check to see if it actually did list or not. Because maybe it's a free group. Maybe it's one of those ones where you have to pay for something separate. Okay, yeah, that was a nice distraction. So I wanted to look at, if we take, let me go to discovery. No, let's go back. Let's go to this. I'm doing something off screen. Keywords, all right. All right, and then we're going to let's open this up. Why is it? Okay. All right. We're going to take this, pop it into here. So, all right. So this is a picture from my discovery, and the keywords there, you can see I don't have any, but this is the keyword part that I'm talking about in terms of what to suggest to them to help them. And I want to know what the distinction between the keywords you put here and what Google searches for is, and how useful those are. Okay, let's make sure that's what I'm talking about. It's still thinking. Okay. Skool's internal algorithm, Google's external algorithm. It happens. Okay, here is exact technical distinction between the two and how you use the gap as a diagnostic tool when consulting. All right. The field shown in your screenshot is built exclusively to feed Skool's internal ecosystem. This setting allows community owners to input up to 11 strategic keywords. I don't know where I saw 9. These keywords act as direct metadata that helps Skool associate a group with specific topics. By categorizing a group, Skool's algorithm can recommend the community to existing platform users who are a good fit. Best practices for these internal tags include using search terms ideal clients use, challenge names, brand names, and variations of related search terms. The usefulness. This is pure internal discovery. If an owner leaves this blank, they are effectively invisible to Skool's internal recommendation engine. They are bleeding potential traffic from people who are already logged onto the platform and actively looking for groups to join. Okay, so Google is forgetting you on the Skool platform and finding groups that way, but if you're already on the Skool platform looking at discovery, like I did, then having these filled out is what's useful. Google search index, the front-facing copy. Google does not rely on those hidden backend tags. It acts as a wide net cast across the internet to capture new leads. Public-facing text, meaning keywords must be placed in the group's title, description, and front-facing tags. Putting keywords in the public text helps Google understand exactly what the community is about. This approach drives consistent organic traffic from outside the platform that compounds over time. Optimizing this public text also supports broader marketing strategies such as creating lead magnets that target specific search terms and link directly back to the community as the solution. The usefulness. Google captures external intent. When a potential lead goes to Google and types how to get freelance video editing clients, Google pulls from the rich, long-form copy on the About page to serve the Skool group as the answer. Okay. The audit strategy. This distinction is incredibly useful for an operational audit because most community owners treat these two engines as the same thing, or they ignore the back end entirely. Your infographic and pitch can highlight this exact gap. A fully optimized community requires a dual engine approach. 11 highly strategic backend tags to capture Skool's internal traffic, matching with long-form, context-rich copy on the public About page to capture Google's external traffic, showing a group owner an empty backend box alongside a poorly optimized public page clearly illustrates exactly where they are losing revenue. Fair. So here's the key question. Do you use the same search terms for the internal Skool as you do for the Google search, or are they supposed to be different terms? Let's see what it says. They overlap strategically, but they are executed differently because of structural constraints. Okay. Two different systems reading the same blueprint. You want the core message to be the same, but we have to format the data to fit what each system requires. Skool's backend keywords, the internal engine. Skool recently updated its platform to allow community owners to input exactly 311 strategic keywords, specifically backend discovery setting. Because you are limited to 11 slots, these terms need to be highly concentrated. The format, short, punchy, exact match. What to use. Broad category terms, the owner's brand or personal name, the name of their specific challenge, and exact symptoms. For example, a creator might use one tag for workshop, another for webinar, to catch different user habits. The goal. These keywords help Skool's algorithm associate the group with specific topics so it can be automatically recommended to logged-in members who are a good fit. Google's index. The external engine. Google doesn't read those 11 backend tags. It crawls the actual sentences and paragraphs written on the public About page, the group's title, and the front-facing descriptions. The format, long-tail phrases, problem-solving statements, conversational context, what to use, full thoughts that an external user might type into a search bar to find answers to specific questions. The goal, driving consistent organic traffic over time by capturing external leads who are searching the internet for solutions. The strategic overlap, the money terms. While the formatting differs, your highest leverage outcome keyword must exist in both places to create a feedback loop. If the target term is client acquisition, it takes up one of the 11 precious backend keyword slots to capture internal Skool searches. It is strategically repeated in the public-facing About page and the community's short description. Repeating keywords across these specific areas is a proven lever for boosting Skool's internal discovery rankings while simultaneously feeding Google's algorithm. When building the structure for NotebookLM to process, you can map this as a keyword funnel. The 11 backend tags act as the rigid categorization data for internal discovery, while the rich long-form copy acts as the flexible contextual data for Google search. Showing a video editor exactly which of these 11 slots they are wasting and which high-value phrases are missing from their public text turns a subjective design pitch into an objective diagnostic audit. Prompt to feed into NotebookLM that specifically analyzes a competitor's page and if it has a high-value keywords. Failing to utilize. Sure, let's check it out. All right. Let's see what it says. Turn that off. Okay, this has been interesting. Showing me something different. Capture that specific traffic as a highly effective foot in the door strategy. Copy and paste the text below into NotebookLM. Okay. Prompt. System role. You are objective. Keyword. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's not going to do it on its own. Interesting. Okay. So either I'm not understanding or there's a flaw in this search style because the terms are used in the internal part of the Skool group and don't show externally. It just pops up when you do a search. So how would they look at what these Skool groups have unless they're putting in each search term or scraping it? Because otherwise it's similar to just me doing it myself using the term that you showed me rather than asking NotebookLM to look? Or is NotebookLM just being used to distinguish between which ones are using search terms and which ones aren't based on all the data? Which might still be useful. Mm-hmm. I thought so. Alright, the 11 keywords are indeed locked in the community owner's backend settings. If you just scrape the public about page, those internal tags will not magically appear in the text. You cannot use a scraper to peek into their private dashboard. True, therefore, we are not using an X-ray tool to see their hidden settings. We are using it as an inference auditing engine. Here exactly how NotebookLM bridges that data gap. The audit analyzing what is visible. NotebookLM looks strictly at the public text. If the scan a video editing community page and sees that they only use generic terms like Learn Premiere Pro. But completely miss high value terms like client acquisition or monthly recurring revenue. It flags the gap. The inference, predict the back end. The logic here is highly predictable. If a community owner doesn't know to put a high intent keyword on their public facing about page, there's a near 100% probability they haven't typed it into those 11 hidden backend slots either. Skool's algorithm needs a clear intent across the title, descriptions, and those backend keywords to rank a group number one for a specific term. If the public text is confused or generic, the backend is almost certainly a mess. Fair. The blueprint. Creating the deliverable. This is where NotebookLM does the heavy lifting for your pitch. Instead of just telling the owner their page is bad, NotebookLM uses the context of their community to generate the exact 11 exact match keywords they should copy and paste into their backend settings right now. So your pitch to the owner isn't, I hacked your backend and saw your keywords. Your pitch is, I ran a diagnostic on your public page and found that you were missing the top 3 conversion keywords for video editing groups. Because these are missing from your main copy, it means your 11 backend Skool tags are likely misaligned too, which is causing you to bleed internal discovery traffic. Here is an infographic showing the exact 11 tags you should be using instead. You use the visible flaws to prove they are hidden operational leak, and then you hand them the blueprint to fix it. Sure, let's do it. We had it saved here. This is copy link. All right, try this one. How is that an image? I thought it was copy link URL, right? Ah. I know what I did. Okay, I know what I did. Oh, wow. All right. Um, I sent the wrong one. Try this link instead. Uh, okay. Great. All right. Before we look at the data, I need to point out a major strategic flaw you will run into with this specific target, especially since video editing is such a red ocean. This group has, okay. Maybe, if everybody's paying, yeah. The offer is Premiere Pro Masterclass, After Effects Masterclass. Okay, yep. Outcome monetization, he's heavily indexed for, but completely missing next for freelance. Client acquisition, freelance video editor, and how to find premium clients. Workflow assets, the biggest leak. He lists massive courses, but editors search for assets. The page completely misses terms like raw footage practice, Premiere Pro project files, or editing templates. Format niche. He uses viral editing styles and SaaS motion graphics, which is great, but he misses the highest volume search term right now, short form content, or retention editing. Ironically, he has a module named after Devin Jatho, who is famous for retention editing, but Joseph fails to actually use the keyword. Interesting. Okay, so today we learned about how complicated this could be, but I need to actually tighten down on who these people are trying to reach out to, because what's on your about page copy can either invite or push away people that you want to work with. And this right here, this is a strong point for you to use, because like since he's using Devin Jathow in his information, then that means that he actually wants to show that he knows about retention editing. But since it's not in his about page, it's not what he's focusing on, you might think that maybe he doesn't want to sell retention editing, but because he's using this as a reference point, he's using the borrowed authority from that, or at least a similar authority to his own. You would think that maybe he would actually want that in his about page, and he simply forgot. And that is really interesting. Really interesting. Okay. Nice. So, what we learned, we're going to need to do a search on Google, right? For all these, we're going to have to look through and determine what are the top search words that people are looking for right now. Determine which school groups don't have it or have some of it. Or another thing we could do is just look at who does have it and then keep them in the pocket. And then when we go to look for other school groups, we already know that the other school groups don't have those. So I looked through, what did it say, 150 groups, and your group doesn't have this. So that's really interesting. And you want the Google search term on your about page to match. You want your Google search to match what's in your backend too. So showing them that they need to update the search terms on their backend. Okay. You're offering a precise diagnosis upgrade to capture the exact organic traffic his current digital infrastructure is missing. Really cool. Really great. One last question before we go. I'm going to call it in a minute, but I want to know one last thing. How do we structure the internal keywords for the Skool search? Oh, well, I think it'll know what I'm talking about here. Anyway, the 11 keyword slots as rigid zero waste data array. So it looks for the exact string matches and prioritizes. Okay. Main connect organize. Yeah. Don't just throw 11 random words. 11 slot. Okay. The macro identifier slots 1 through 3. These are the top level anchors. If a Skool user types in a broad category, you need the community to register. The Skool mirror the widest possible net for the industry. Structure: broad noun phrases. Video editing examples: video editing, freelance editor, videography or videography. The tool and format identifiers: slots 4 to 7. This is where you capture the how-to traffic. Users constantly search Skool for specific software or highly specialized delivery formats to solve an immediate technical problem. Structure: specific software names or trending industry formats. Video editing examples: Premiere Pro, After Effects, short form content, retention editing. The high intent outcomes: slots 8 and 9. This is your conversion engine. Logged in users who type these terms are actively looking. And then the proprietary identifiers 10 and 11. Okay. Strict mechanical rules for inputting. When you deliver this structure to a community owner, you also need to enforce the mechanical rules of the text field itself. to ensure the data is parsed correctly by Skool. No hashtags. Do not use hashtag video editing. Skool system did not use hashtag art, just type video editing. Is the exact match over broad match? If the community specializes in YouTube automation, use the full phrase YouTube automation. Do not split it into YouTube and automation. Skool rewards exact phrase matches. Okay. Skip filler words. Do not waste a slot on how to edit videos. The algorithm strips out stop words anyway. Distill it down to the core noun verb pairing. Edit videos. Structure the backend this way transforms a passive page into a active net that catches. Okay. Should return the exact level slot matrix directly into your multi-step conversion audit prompt. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Can you verify that the different words in different slots actually have different intent via Skool? Or is that just a best practice way to set it up? Does Skool actually look at it that way? The macro identifiers, tool format identifiers, high intent outcomes, is it exactly those slots? Or is that just a best practices that you're suggesting? Let's get that question answered first. No, Skool's algorithm is not literally look for the slots. Says, okay. Okay, best practices. The technical reality. How does Skool see it? On the back end, Skool simply provides a text box where an owner can load. Okay. Treats all of them equal weight. It does not care. Okay, fair. If a logged in user searches for a term, the algorithm simply checks to see if that exact term is in the title's publisher or hidden. Okay. The strategic reality. How you sell it. If you tell the community owner you need to add 11 keywords to your settings, they will randomly type in 11 keywords like video editing, cool videos, and Premiere, and ultimately wasting their discovery potential. The 11 slot allocation matrix, macro, tool, intent, proprietary, is a consulting framework. You use it to enforce discipline. By categorizing the 11 slots, you ensure the owner is capturing 4 different ways real human beings actually use a search bar. Awesome. Okay. Why this is your foot in the door. As an operator analysis, your job isn't just to tell them a feature exists, it's to install a system for how to use it optimally. When you do your cold outreach, you don't just say, here are 11 keywords to use. You say, I noticed your public page is leaking organic traffic. I ran an audit and built a 4-part index matrix for your 11 Skool backend discovery tags. Categories, tool, and highly usually enjoying. Okay. By packaging a simple platform feature, 11 tags, into a structured operational framework, the matrix, you instantly elevate your perceived value from a page designer to a growth system engineer. Perfect. Okay. Give me an exact layout of these 11 keywords that I would use to tell them what he should add to his backend 11 keywords. Let's see what it says. Turn on traffic on Skool backend. Right now, over 1 million users searching Skool daily. Skool allocates exactly 11 terms. Algorithm bypasses you. I ran the operation on your current digital infrastructure and built a 4-part intent matrix to optimize these 11 slots by allocating your tags across macro, tool, intent, and so can be plug the leak and ensure you rank number 1 for high volume, high intent searches like retention editing and client acquisition. Okay. Interesting. Cool. One last question. When you put it in there, Do you need to put commas in between? Or is it just a space in between each word? How do you distinct the phrases from each other? You said don't use hashtags. So how is it specifically supposed to be laid out? A comma. Client acquisition, client space. Hit the comma or enter. If you were to type client acquisition pro without a comma in between them, Skool will register as one massive useless tag. Nobody searches for that exact string, so the slot would be completely wasted. The exact typing sequence. If Joseph were to sit down and type out the first three tags from the matrix, his literal keystrokes would be look like video editing, comma, freelance editor, comma, motion graphics, comma. As soon as he hits the comma after graphics, he will see three distinct chips settings in that box, confirming his video's first three macros are locked in. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, we can use Google search to find the people who have their stuff indexed, and then we can suggest them to change what is on their about page, as well as what is on the back end of Skool, if it is somebody that you're trying to tell on Skool. If you're trying to sell for somewhere else, you could still try and do SEO. SEO is a huge engine, or a huge competitive market. But the thing is, it's still useful, and everybody knows it's useful. So the fact that you have that as part of your package, even if it's not what you're focusing on exactly, it could still try and help get you in the door as somebody who knows what's going on. And then with the studio, we did do an infographic. The infographic did not necessarily match what we needed, but when we specify in the sources and through the chat what exactly we want, and we give it the right resources to work with. So like if I did all the work, scraped all of these, and then let it make a comparative analysis, it could come up with a very either bland, kind of like a scattershot of information, or it could come up with a very specific one. That is one thing I wanted to do. 1000. Okay, let's do this. I want to see if it can do. All right. One last thing. Can you do a infographic using some visuals that are let's just do it, that are represented on the about page. This is just for me to find out if they can do that. All right. Okay. I wonder how long. This shouldn't take too long to see. Let's see what it comes up with. I'm curious. Yeah, when you have it on full screen, it just puts these into three pieces, but when you have it on the half screen, it goes in between. Interesting. I'm excited. I want to see what it comes up with. I'm curious. Well, we are just waiting. Usually I try to have multiple things going on so that we're not just waiting, but I literally just want to wait for this, see what it comes up with, and then we'll call it a day for this live stream. Thank you to anybody who actually showed up. I think it's just me watching me at this point, but hey, this is how you start anything, right? You rely on yourself, and then you move on from there. And then for comparison purposes, we're going to throw his page up again. Why did you do that? Okay. There we go. Let's take a look at what it says, what it does. All right. This does not look like his brand at all. Interesting. That's kind of disappointing. It's a bit much. It's messy. It's all over the place. Interesting. But yeah, I think these will be more valuable having less on them. So maybe like 5 features total. We'll have to wait and see, because this is a lot. It's a lot going on. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. I had fun. I learned something new. I hope you guys did too. Or in the future, if you're watching this, thank you so much. And have a great day.